Well, I'm just going over everything for my NEM 2.0 submissions. I've been helping people out, some of my family members, and I just kind of give you stream of consciousness on what I'm thinking about now. Of course, tomorrow, the 14th, it looks like is the last day. So by the 14th deadline. Um, and then I clicked on this. Of course, we're supposed to submit our applications free of major deficiencies. By the way, please like this video if you can, and leave a lot of comments if you can on your interpretations. But I've done several other videos, and this one just is a wrap up, I think, of things to look for on your submissions. You still could modify your submission if you wanted to. But let's go over these facts. So we need to make sure that we are free of major deficiencies and the application is deemed valid. And then, okay, so what can we do? And it's gonna we're gonna be able to uh, be eligible for NEM 2 if it is deemed valid, and we will have up to 3 years. I would assume 3 years from the day it is deemed valid. Or is it 3 years from April 14th? I don't know. So the biggest problem that we have is we need to not have any major deficiencies or it won't be deemed valid. So here's some things that that you need to double check if you can by viewing your application at Addison, even though you have submitted it and paid, which hopefully most of you have done that by now. So missing single line diagram. Well, we went over that yesterday. Um, and for oversized projects that exceeds the 12-month historical usage, which hopefully you looked at your bill and you know what your 12-month usage is. Of course, some of you, like some I've worked on, the person just moved into their house, so I don't know what their historical usage is. So they need they're missing a system justification. So we gotta we gotta take a look at that again. The system justification. You know, we put electric car on. I did, but I think I'm gonna go and fill out the system justification, and I'll probably do another video on that when I got to do that today. I think just on some of them that I know that are issues. So equipment inconsistencies. Okay, so you're gonna have to make sure that you have your model numbers right and they match the model numbers on the application. Um, yeah, there. So you want to make sure your inverter is matches what's on your single line diagram, and um, you want to make sure that you have the full model number of the unit that you have. And that would be, you got to look at the other videos and make sure, ideally, that you got a quote from that. You know, you've got a quote and you have the exact model number. And the easiest way to verify that is look at the Edison document and make sure that you're matching the two things. The model number on the Edison matches the model number um, on the S single line diagram. Um, the electrical connection not matching between the application and the SLD. So I think what they're saying there is, you know how we said where we had load side, most of you are doing a load side connection. you want to make sure that your single line diagram is load side, and then in the Edison document you have specified load side. Okay, for explanation of the request, equipment on the application does not match the SCE record. Um, so that would be, you need to make sure if you have an existing, um, if you have an existing um, solar plan and you've got a permission to operate, you need to make sure that those details are properly accounted for in the on the equipment list for the existing. So please make note of it in the applicant comments field that the equipment was verified on site. Okay, so the problem is for some of you, um, you're gonna have somebody else did your system, so you're gonna have to do proper research and put all what you do have in the applicant comments. Okay. Okay, so minor deficiencies. Wow, a lot is major, isn't it? Um, so for minor deficiencies, meter changes of service, contractor email. We don't have any of that. Bad, undeliverable emails. Minor name, minor name, James instead of Jim. Oh wow. Wow, everything's major. Okay, now this is a pretty good one. Um, so, so they want to see about material modifications. So when do you lose NEM 2.0 if you make it past the bar? Okay, um, it needs to be reviewed. Let's see, material modification. Okay, so examples of material modifications. Okay, now we're submitting this as owner, right? So we're kind of have our antennas up. Okay, can we change, to a contractor? And they make no mention of this, but let's discuss some of this. Replacement like for like components with no increase in change, no increase in system size. Okay, so it seems like, yeah, so 3 years from now, they come up with a in phase, you know, plus version of IQ8A. Uh, and it's now, the same roughly. It's roughly the same. If as long as you don't increase the system size, you're good. Um, if you decrease it 20%, though, you're not good. So you can't material decrease more than 20. Now, any increase in system size, they don't generally like. If it's a material modification, they'll kick you out. Any increase in system size, you're going to get kicked out. Any decrease more than 20, you're going to get kicked out. Um, any any decrease to avoid upgrades. Now, I don't really know what that means, but uh, I think I don't know what that means. Maybe you guys could tell me what that is. So let's see. So as far as this, any increase up to 10% of the original uh, project capacity, or 1 kilowatt, whichever is larger, is allowed without losing any MEN 2.0 eligibility. So it seems like there is a gray area that you may be able to increase your system up to 10%. Now that's already in in your permission to operate if you've already got NEM 2.0, which I do. Um, so, but they're going to apply the same rule to the a proposed system before April 15th, which means that um, any any proposed any proposed project or something that you're working on will be limited to the larger of 10% or 1 kilowatt increase, and you could still maintain MEM 2.0 eligibility. Okay, that's good. Still no mention of changing our minds to to get to have a contractor do it other than ourselves, right? Uh, they're saying that storage, if you're going to do storage later or whatever, um, you, I think that you'd be okay. Um, it looks like storage doesn't affect anything. Uh, and then applicants propose using existing application and power cards. Once submitted, SCE will verify that it's going to be material and provide feedback whether the proposed will trigger a loss of NEM. So if you make it to be accepted, if we get accepted, which we got to look through all of our stuff again. We got to double check your stuff. I'm going to be doing that right now with all my stuff. And just, double checking model numbers, making sure our single line's right and everything. And, resubmitting just those changes, modifications right now, today, if you've got issues. Uh, but uh, anyway, they're going to let you know if you say, oh, yeah, I want to change this or that in the system. You're going to tell them what equipment you're changing. You're going to be going to the city, of course. They're going to approve it, and then they're going to say, hey, this isn't going to work. You can't put this there, and they're going to make changes, right? And you may have to make changes for that, and your roof size is not working or whatever. So if you submit those changes, then city basically is telling you got to make them, but you got to keep it within the Edison limits, and they're going to tell you if it's not okay or not okay after the fact. So you're not going to be just getting blown out, losing the NEM 2.0 without them telling you. And then let's see, customers. Oh wow, look at this. Oh, new constructions with less, or customers with recent increase in load would be required to attest the system is sized to energy consumption expected. So we have to attest. Ooh. So I think I gotta look at this. Attestation will be built in the solar billing portal. Okay. Please, okay. Please use the SCE calculation to determine the system's annual production. So this is what I think we got to do also. It's going to take you a little while probably. Look at the nameplate that is on the agreement after you hit the calculate button, and take a look at that. And then if you've got shading or something like that, you might want to take a look at it again. If you got different roof surfaces that are pointing in different directions, you got to make sure make sure that tilt and azimuth is correct, or roughly, I would say conservative, so you're not generating as much power as maybe you're optimistic on that. Um, and we want to make sure that the 12 months usage that you have is very close to what um, what that nameplate is. So you got to get familiar with that. So that's just one other thing that you have to do, last minute review of your application. So I'd expect, if you guys are really serious about getting this, you spend a lot of time, take another probably hour to review this because this is bad. If if you don't make it, it's bad. Just spend all that time and money for nothing. Anyway, remember to like this video if you can. I kind of rambled on a little bit, but it was complicated, right? And wish you luck on your project. And I'll see you on the next video because I think I might have one. Uh, Bye.